finally back on a consistent posting schedule. The reason why I've been able to be more consistent these days, when I say these days, the last 2 days, is really just because I've kind of dialed back into a solid dopamine loop. You know, I was inconsistent the last week because I noticed myself checking my phone first thing in the morning, checking my phone right before I slept, right? Not having good dopamine guardrails in place. And I realized that protecting your dopamine is extremely important, especially if you are a content creator or doing anything with creative substance, because when you are protecting your dopamine, it allows you to retain that kind of creative energy in your brain. I truly believe this. And this is when my content is the best, is when I don't check my phone, I get my sunlight in, I make sure to not eat after 7 p.m. I make sure to, not eat junk food and do a lot of things that are just not frying my dopamine. Unfortunately, in the modern day, right, I think a lot of us don't think it's so harmless to check pings every second, but I just don't see how this can be a way to do great things if you are constantly distracted by your phone. Right, the other day, I went downstairs to the common area of working, and I just saw this kid, right? It wasn't even like he was working. He was literally like typing on his computer, hitting his vape, petting his dog, hitting his vape, and then you like look at his screen. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm nosy, but I was looking at the screen and like for like 30 minutes, there was nothing that changed on his screen. It felt like it was like totally fake work. Like if the definition of fake work, that was that guy. And I don't blame him, right? It is very hard to get out of a dopamine loop when you're stuck in one. I think that's the hardest part. You just gotta trust that the process is there, right? I've been there where I've just had days where I just like totally cooked myself, just literally didn't do anything because I did not protect my dopamine. And you have to understand, you have to go research dopamine. What exactly does it do? Is literally the chemical that wills us to do something. And so when you're frying your dopamine by living vicariously on these social media apps, you don't actually go live out your life, and you are actually living someone else's reality. And this is why I feel like so many people feel like a shell of themselves, is because you are not going out there attacking the world and building your own life. You are just sitting at home doom scrolling. I mean, nowadays, now that everything's like kind of like online on social media, it is kind of hard to like even be, right? But I can understand why that's the case, and I can be like, oh, it's just like incentivized, honestly, to be chronically online. You can make money online, you can socialize online, you can do a lot of things where you just don't need to go out and do stuff in the real world anymore. What I'd recommend for you kids is to start content, to be honest. That's the best thing that I found to kind of like be able to attack the world, and also, not necessarily have to go out and gesture and meet people if, you don't think that's super like adding to your life, right? I do think it's just incentivized to be online, to be honest. It's just how it is. But you gotta make sure that even though it's incentivized to be online, make sure that you're sleeping good, eating good, training well, and doing things like content can be a good way to sort of utilize your creative energy and build something. But yeah, if you are going through a dopamine rut or struggling with your dopamine, I highly recommend to try your best to figure out what exactly is taking your energy away, your dopamine away, and ruthlessly cut it out of your life. Treat your life like a scientist, and get your dopamine and creativity and swagger back. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.